on the island of Martha's Vineyard. I'm on the Edgartown side of the Chappaquiddick Ferry, and there has been an accident on Chappaquiddick during the hurricane of Irene, and the ferry is on the other side picking up an ambulance and bringing it across during this treacherous time. So we're going to see how the ferry does crossing over. Hopefully everything will go all right. And the person injured on Chappaquiddick will be able to get to the Martha's Vineyard Hospital. As we can see, we see the Chappaquiddick Ferry On Time 2. This is one of two ferries. The other is named the On Time. The On Time 2 is now carrying the ambulance from Chappy across the opening located between Edgartown Harbor and the northerly facing outer harbor to the left. The fellow we see here with the beard is ferry operator Bob Jilks, and the other ferryman, who is wearing suspenders and bare feet, is Chappy Ferry owner Peter Wells. As we can see, under the experienced direction of Chappy Ferry owner Peter Wells, the On Time 2 is safely making its way into the ferry berth on the Edgartown side of the crossing. Each side has a hydraulic ramp system that allows for the safe loading and unloading of the ambulance. The ambulance will transport the injured Chappaquiddick resident to our Martha's Vineyard Hospital. The Martha's Vineyard Hospital is located in the town of Oak Bluffs, which is about 10 miles distant from the Chappy Ferry.
So as you know, currently the ferry is shut down because the U.S. Coast Guard has closed the port to commercial traffic. So we've been tied up since 6 p.m. yesterday evening, and we just got a call for a 7-year-old on Chappaquiddick with a broken arm. And so we called the Coast Guard, told them what we were doing. They gave us permission because we told them the conditions were good enough to take an ambulance across, and we eventually got the kid and the ambulance over to Edgartown. And now we're just waiting for the ambulance to return from the hospital to go back on duty on Chappaquiddick.
And how was the voyage over and back, Peter?
Good voyage, a little choppy, a little gusty, but the current is going in the opposite direction from the wind, and therefore it was a straight shot, much better than usual. Usually we get swept down a couple hundred feet, but this time it was a straight run right across. They're balancing each other out, so it's really a pretty easy run.
And how does this hurricane match up with some of the other events that you crossed here with the Chappy Ferry?
This is pretty breezy, but we've had northeasters that were more blustery in this and more trouble than this. This is a good wind direction. Southeast is okay, and south and southwest are okay here. Just comes right up the direction of the ferry run, so it's not a big problem. If we have a northeaster, it's coming at right angles to the ferry run, and you also have a lot of spray in the air on the other slip and that sort of thing. So this isn't bad conditions at all.
So even in an emergency, you need Coast Guard permission?
Yes, I do. When the port is closed down, I'm supposed to talk to them because they don't really know what I'm seeing here, and so they want to know what's going on. They don't want me to be out there doing just whatever I want. Once the port is closed down, once they've closed the ports to commercial traffic, they're pretty serious about it. They really want to talk to me. They want to get all their records straight. They talk to their commander and make sure it's okay. So when the ambulance comes back, I have to call them and get permission for that. And if the parents want to go back with the child to go back home, since I can't operate legally yet, I have to call them and talk about that. We'll see what we'll do when the time comes, because because that's not an emergency going to Chappaquiddick. So we play that by ear. Hopefully things will work out for them.
What if the conditions were too rough for the ferry? Do they have to, only other options a helicopter?
I think that's a fairly poor option, actually, because you'd have to wait for them to get here, and then we got to find a place for them to land. The other option is we have the fire department has the harbor master's launch patrol boat tied up over in Caleb's Pond, and that would be our second means of transporting people from Chappaquiddick. We would get that boat to shore somehow, get the person on the boat, and find a place in Edgartown where it was quiet enough to get the person back off the boat and into the ambulance and on his way to the hospital. So we just have a backup plan.
Good backup plan.
Yeah.
Never knew that existed.
Yeah, we usually do that. Usually plan something.
All right, and Peter, give us a little background. How long you've had the ferry?
I've owned the ferry for about 4.5 years now. I'm a little tired. I could use a nap. It's been interesting. It's a good job. We're having a book written about the ferry. If anybody has any interesting photos or interesting stories, you want to contact Tom Dunlop at... How can they contact you, Tom?
Tom Dunlop at mvmagazine.com.
Tom Dunlop at mvmagazine.com.
Excellent.
Well done,
Good
Peter.
plug. What are you going to say? Hi, my name is Peter Wells. And
Yeah, I want to thank my mom.
The Academy.
I'll bet it's so I can open up.
The Maine Maritime Academy. I want to thank the Academy.
Did you go to the academy?
I did, up in Maine. I thought about going to Mass, but I spent plenty of time around here. I knew about sandbars. I want to go up there and run into reefs and rocks and stuff like that and see some snow.
So you attended the Maine Academy?
Maine Maritime.
Academy.
Yeah.
What did you study there?
I took the part of the curriculum that's called Deck, where I get a license to operate ships in the deck department. So I got a third mate's license when I got out. And that's what I still carry now. It's sufficient for the ferry. Yeah.
All right, and then for the intro, I need you to tell us your name and who you are with the ferry
Sure.
and the location here.
Sure. My name's Peter Wells. It's the day of Hurricane Irene. I'm the owner of the Chappy Ferry, and we just made a run with the ambulance, and we thought you might like to know how it went.
And this is William Waterway reporting from Martha's Vineyard during Hurricane Irene, reporting on the emergency of the Chappaquiddick ferry crossing during this time of an emergency or an accident on Chappaquiddick, bringing someone over during this time of the storm to get them safely to Martha's Vineyard Hospital. Thank you.